Hello and good evening.
Hola y bienvenidos.
Welcome to Jubilee's first ever virtual celebration event named Loving One Another. We are so thankful you could join us this evening, and we hope that you will also be thankful for having invested the next 50 minutes with us. As many of you are connecting now, we welcome you to our 10-minute pre-show. A team of staff, volunteers, and board members have been working hard to put together a creative, fun, informative, and inspirational program through video. Thank you for welcoming us virtually into your home tonight, this Tuesday evening, October 20th. For those of you who don't know us or are coming to your very first Jubilee event, we want to warmly welcome you to Jubilee Celebration tonight. Thank you for saying yes to the invitation. And even during this very busy season of life, we thank you for investing your time, and we welcome those who have faithfully attended many Jubilee events. Thank you for the privilege of your time.
For those who are not familiar with us, we are David and Emily Romero, founders and directors of Jubilee Centers International. We will share a little bit more about ourselves and how Jubilee began shortly. We will be your MCs for the program. Tonight, we are sharing with you directly from La Era in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. We are here in Jubilee's school building in the library where our students learn the joy of reading and exploring new places and dreams. Because this event is virtual, we are excited to be able to share with friends and supporters from all over the US and Honduras tonight. Some of you are joining us from California, Texas, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Minnesota, Canada, of course, and different parts of Michigan and other places I am forgetting to mention.
We want to let you know that you have the opportunity to connect with us during this program through our live chat on the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to ask questions, make comments, or request more information, and one of our event team members will respond right away. If you already received a purple envelope in the mail, now is the time to get it out. Please open it as we reference items in the envelope during the program. We don't actually have an envelope here to show you because it's pretty much impossible to get it to Honduras on time, but we know that many of you have this envelope at home. And in that you will find a special little gift and also more information about how you can get involved financially with Jubilee. If you didn't receive a purple envelope, please click on the purple button envelope to send us your address right here on the screen. And as part of the pre-show, we want to share with you a beautiful video of pictures taken during the past 12 months, both during regular school and when our students have been working from home. Our music director, Paola Soto, and her sister is on vocals, and her brother, who did the musical arrangements for the song, they put together an original bilingual version of the song Reckless Love that's played during the slideshow video.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so kind to me. All the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, lives the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. de ti, tu amor luchó por mí. Has sido tan bueno para mí. Aún yo sin valor te entregaste por mí. Oh, has sido tan bueno para mí. Oh, tu amor me envuelve, me sostiene, amor sin condición. Me persigue y deja las 99 y va por mí. No puedo ganarlo ni merecerlo. Tu amor se entregó por mí. Oh, tu amor me envuelve, me sostiene, amor sin condición. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, light you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh. No hay sombra que no encenderás, montaña que no subirás, persiguiéndome. No hay muro que no romperás, mentira que no desharás, persiguiéndome. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, finds till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
We hope that you enjoyed this last fantastic video and song. As you could see on the last slides, we want to thank a number of corporate sponsors for making gifts to support Jubilee at this time. We are so grateful for the financial support of churches, businesses, and individuals like you that make Jubilee's work possible.
Now, for the last few minutes of our pre-show, we want to share with you a video showing you how our teachers and staff have been connecting weekly with our students during the COVID crisis. We know that our students need the connections and love of the staff to help them, to learn at home and support them, emotionally and spiritually during this difficult time.
Our teachers continually go the extra mile, making weekly calls to their students, asking for prayer requests and praying with them and their parents, sharing Christ's love in both word and deed.
Hola Kevin,
Hola Miss,
¿cómo está, hijo?
bien, extrañando la escuela.
¿De veras le hace falta?
Sí, porque no es lo mismo estar haciendo tareas así en línea que estar de frente con los maestros.
Sí, es cierto. pero ya, en nombre de Dios, pronto vamos a regresar. Pues mire que yo lo llamo para animarlo, ¿verdad? Para que usted siga adelante y siga siendo ese niño excelente en todo, ¿verdad? En sus clases, y un buen hijo y un buen hermanito para sus hermanitos también. Entonces, no sé si tiene alguna petición de oración para que oremos en esta tarde.
Sí, que Dios siga bendiciendo a cada niño de Jubileo y a Pastor.
Amén. Entonces vamos a orar. Le voy a invitar a que usted pueda cerrar sus ojitos ahí donde está.
Hello, Carlos David. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Janet.
How are you feeling today? How about your weekend?
Well, everything is good. Working at home with my family.
That's good. And what about your homework? What are you doing?
I'm working. My parents help me to do my best. Also, the most important thing is with God's help.
Yes. When we have the God's help, all the things are possible. Okay, Carlos David, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing with me. And I just want to tell you, God bless you, and God bless you, all your family, and have a nice day.
B7, ¿ya? G22. G22. Digamos, G39. Ya ganó, ya sé. Con doña Edu, muy bien.
A la cuenta de 3 vamos a decir cómo le hacen esas paquitas. A la cuenta de 3. 1, 2, 3. Muy bien. Excelente trabajito.
If you are just connecting, good evening.
Bienvenidos a todos.
Welcome and thank you so much for joining us tonight for our first ever virtual event named Loving One Another.
We are David and Emily Romero, founders and directors of Jubilee Centers International in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. We will be your MCs for the evening.
We are disappointed that we cannot be with you physically as we normally do for our fall celebration event. But at the same time, we give thanks that through these virtual means, we can reach our friends and supporters all over the U.S. Tonight, joining us for this event, we have Jubilee donors, friends, prayer partners, volunteers, staff, board members, and some of you who are learning about Jubilee for the very first time. Thank you for joining and for being a vital part of the Jubilee family. So welcome to Jubilee Centers International virtual celebration, Loving One Another. Let's get started.
Celebration event.
Bienvenidos.
Es un gozo que te hayas unido a la familia Jubileo.
You also are to love one another.
That you love one another just as I have loved you.
A new commandment I give to you.
John 30:34.
This is Jubilee's 11th school year since we began in 2010. We started Jubilee with nothing more than a dream, an unmistakable calling that the Lord placed on our lives to preach the gospel, the year of the Lord's favor, and also to provide at-risk Honduran children and youth a quality, transformative education, to proclaim the good news of Christ Jesus and his profound love to our students, their families, and in the entire community of La Era in Tegucigalpa, Honduras.
And in the first few years, as Jubilee School grew and many students and their parents started to come into Christ, a church community naturally formed out of this context. Parents and students began asking us to start a church where we could worship together. Today, Jubilee's church is made up of over 120 children, youth, parents, and other adults from the school and the community. During the COVID crisis, Jubilee's church has continued to share the gospel and the Christ love with weekly phone calls, virtual services, and Zoom meetings. This year, 2020, was our first year in which our dream of adding a middle school became a reality, allowing us to grow our population by 50, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders in February of 2020. We currently have 300 pre-K to 9th graders.
Tonight's program is named Loving One Another. In January of this year, we picked this theme for the school year, Love One Another, based on the verse Luke 13:34, with Jesus' words to his disciples that were, "As I have loved you, love one another." When the COVID crisis broke only 6 weeks into our regular school year, we were all forced to stop regular in-person classroom instruction. This theme, Love One Another, proved to be divinely chosen for the immense needs of our students, families, and greater community. We have been called to show and share God's love in very real and tangible ways, even more so during this crisis when our community's needs have increased. We believe that God's call to love one another is more urgent now than ever before. And in the midst of these difficult times and constant bad news, we hope that tonight's program encourages your spirit, refreshes your soul, and reminds you that the Lord is at work. And here at Jubilee, we are a witness to his power and his goodness to us and through us. Now, to give you a brief outline of the next 30 minutes, we are going to start off our evening with a short video to help you see how the pandemic has affected Honduras and more specifically here at Jubilee. After that, you'll be hearing a few short stories from Jubilee students, a parent, and a teacher. And then we'll have a very special treat, a presentation by Jubilee's choir. And finally, you will learn how you can also support Jubilee's work.
The year 2020 began full of hope and expectations for the Jubilee family. In February, we opened our doors to 300 students and were so excited to open middle school, 7th, 8th, and 9th grades. We prepared to have a year full of learning, discovery, and much growth. Only 6 weeks into the school year, the government declared a state of emergency in all of Honduras, and the period of quarantine began due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The entire education system had to quickly adapt, and even in the midst of so much uncertainty and no preparation, had to continue to teach students in any way possible. Our teachers prepared themselves for giving classes virtually, which took a great deal of creativity and patience to implement, especially as they sought to overcome the lack of technology and internet access on the part of many of our students. Now, after over 6 months of complete countrywide lockdown, we have managed to overcome many barriers, continue to teach, contact, and encourage our students, but there are still more obstacles to overcome. Here are just a few statistics to consider regarding how the pandemic has affected Honduras. Hundreds of immediate and extended family members within the Jubilee community have been affected with COVID. Some have been hospitalized and a number of them have passed away. Honduran hospitals have been completely overwhelmed, and at many points some hospitals have almost collapsed. Almost all Hondurans have been living in isolation and almost complete government-enforced house arrest since March. Over half of our parents have temporarily or permanently lost their jobs. 48% of small businesses have been closed permanently. 600,000 employees that have been let go from their jobs. 67% unemployment rate throughout the country. 2/3 of the Honduran population are living on $2 or less every day. We know that the Lord is in control and that He carries us as we seek to continue to teach and love our students, families, church members, and community members.
As many of you know, our older children, Anthony and Eli, are students here at Jubilee. And our youngest, our 2.5-month-old, David Joseph, Lord willing, will be a future student here at Jubilee. We praise God that he was born healthy and well during this pandemic. Here he is, a little sleepy here in Jubilee's library for the first time.
Like all of Jubilee students, this year, Anthony and Eli, our sons, do schoolwork at home. One of the things they have learned during the quarantine is that they enjoy making videos and being in front of the camera. For their classes, they have made many videos presentations. They love to do that and they want to be YouTubers.
Hi everyone, my name is Eli Romero and I'm in 3rd grade. My favorite part of Jubilee School is math and being in the choir. My favorite teacher is Miss Flores. She had been 3 years with me. My dream is be a pastor and an architect.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Romero and I'm a 5th grader in Jubilee School. I want to thank you for connecting yourself to this virtual event and I hope you like it. I want to tell you some things that I like about Jubilee. And one of the things that I like about Jubilee is the great hospitality that they give you when you enter. They greet you and they give you a hug. And one of the other things that I like is the great teachers and a great building. And there's 3 spaces that I like a lot: the computer lab, the worship room, and the library where we are right now. And I want to share you my dreams when I get bigger. I want to be a pastor and an architect. Thank you for hearing me. Bendiciones. Nos vemos.
With this new virtual format, we are trying everything for the first time. Since this is a virtual event, it was fitting that the whole program was put together through a virtual, socially distanced team, through committee meetings via Zoom made up of staff and volunteers in Michigan and in Honduras. We are so grateful for the dedicated team that made this night possible. For Judy, Tim, Paola, Hannah, Mary, Gabi, Emily Brown, and our videographers Darwin and Pamela. If you didn't know already, we wanted to be clear that tonight's event is a fundraiser. We hope you are blessed and inspired by what you hear tonight, and that you would also feel led to give to Jubilee's ministry in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Jubilee's work depends on the faithful support of people like you. 85% of our students come from very low-income homes in which parental employment is usually very unstable. La Era, our neighborhood, is known across the city as a crime-ridden community that many are even afraid to enter. But our students and even their entire families are breaking cycles of poverty, of crime, injustice, and spiritual bondage to grow to be spiritual leaders, lights, and professionals in their homes and the greater community. Now, during this COVID crisis, through the support of many of you, we were able to extend Christ's arms of love to needy families in our community. by sharing our most basic need, food. In Honduras, food stamps, unemployment benefits, or welfare do not exist, as families lost their jobs even overnight. They were forced with the difficult task of trying to find food for their families. Over the past 7 months, we have done 8 food distributions and given out over 1,000 sacks of food, as well as grocery store gift cards to needy families in our community. Now we're going to watch a very short video of a few of the families blessed by these food distributions.
Mis alimentos, gracias por mi lechita. Quiero decirle que muchas gracias, que Dios los bendiga mucho. Muchas gracias.
Next, we are excited to share with you some short testimonies of a student, a family, and a teacher. First, we hope you will be inspired to hear from Caro Sofia, a 4th grader at Jubilee, who is one of those bright lights who is breaking the cycles of poverty and spiritual bondage. She loves the Lord and shares His word with those she meets. Last year, she preached a beautiful message to the entire student body during our chapel time. We are happy to introduce to you Caro, her mom, and her older sister.
Hola a todos. Hello, I'm happy to greet you from my school, Jubilee International. My name is Carol Sofia Herrera Gonzalez. I'm in 4th grade, and ever since I started at Jubilee, I have learned many things in order to be a great professional. What I like most about the school is that Miss Gabby taught me how to preach. And I was able to preach to my classmates and to the entire school. And also, Miss Paola has taught me many Christian songs. I have learned about the prophets and many things from the Bible. Everything that Miss Gabby and Miss Paola have taught me has helped me be a light in my home, community, and church. This pandemic period has been very difficult because I can't see my classmates anymore, nor my teachers, and we have had online classes. I can't handle not going to school anymore. The most difficult thing that happened to me during this pandemic period was that my father died from COVID. I did not expect it. I know he's in heaven, and I know he's not suffering there, and God is helping with this and to move forward.
Carol is a very strong and brave girl. We ask for prayers for her and her family and the loss of her father due to COVID. And now we get to introduce to you Jocelyn and her two daughters, Jubilee students, Stephanie and Allison. Jocelyn gave her life for Christ at Jubilee's church over 6 years ago. And now she and her daughters are active members of the church. The girls both participate in Jubilee's dance ministry and have continued to make it in recording their dances, even from home, even during the pandemic.
Jocelyn works hard to give the best she can to her children. And as is the case for so many of our students, Jocelyn is a single mom. Her children lost their father last year due to violence. We are so grateful that despite much adversity, the Lord is at work in their lives. They are beautiful examples of the giving and receiving of God's love. Let's meet their family.
Hola a todos, saludos desde Honduras.
My name is Jocelyn Solorzano. I am the mother of Stephanie Sarayi Solorzano, who is in 8th grade, and Allison Solorzano in 3rd grade. I want to tell you that it has been a blessing for me to have my daughters at Jubilee School. We came to Jubilee ever since Sarayi was in 1st grade when she was 6 years old, and we have seen how God has worked in our lives through the work of Jubilee, and especially in the lives of my daughters spiritually. A while back, I was distressed because I had no way to buy my daughter Sarayi's school books. Thank God I received the gift of her textbooks and Jubilee's book distribution in the delivery of school books and a backpack that we needed. Also, in the midst of this pandemic, I have been blessed with food supplies that were donated to us. I know that Jubilee has a big future for my daughters as great professionals. During this pandemic period, it's been really hard for us. Many of us have lost our jobs, family, relatives, and friends. We thank God we have been able to move forward in spite of the difficulties we have faced, and we thank the teachers and the Jubilee staff for all they have helped us with. And especially thank you to all who supported Jubilee to make this ministry possible.
During this pandemic, everything has been very difficult for us. But thanks to God, my family has been well and we have never lacked food. I miss coming to school, my classmates, and also going to Jubilee's church. But in spite of everything, I have been able to be in constant communication with my classmates through social networks. And I always try to be a good student and turn in all my homework on time, even during the pandemic. At first, we didn't know what was going to happen with our classes. But thanks to our teachers, our school, and the efforts of our parents, we have managed to move forward. We have also had the opportunity to talk through the Zoom app with our pastor. I like many verses from the Bible, but there was one I would like to share with you that says, "I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome this world." This passage is found in John 16:33 and reminds me that we will all overcome this pandemic, more than conquerors. And I want to say thank you for all who support Jubilee, because it is of great value to my life and my entire family. Blessings.
Thank you, Jocelyn, Stephanie, and Allison, for sharing a part of the good work that God is doing in your lives. We have one more story that we want to share with you, and that is of a very special teacher who has so much love and joy. She is one of the most patient people I have met, and almost always has a big smile on her face. Her students love her. Meet Mrs. Carol Soto and her son, 2nd grader Santiago.
Hola, mi nombre es Miss Carol Soto y quiero contarles, ¿verdad?, cómo el Señor ha bendecido mi vida a través de trabajar.
It's been 7 years since I started teaching here, and my son Santiago has been a student here for 3 years in the school. Ever since I started, we have seen how the Lord has changed our lives and the lives of our families through the word we have received here at Jubilee International. For my son Santiago, it is a great blessing to be here in this school, and for me as a mother to have him here. I feel very happy and grateful to the Lord because I see him growing spiritually and also academically.
Recuerdo cuando llegué a Jubileo fue en el año.
I remember when I came to Jubilee in 2014. That same year, sadly, my husband passed away. I thank Jubilee International because they pour their love and support into my life during this sad time. I am very grateful because through the ministry I received many prayers. I thank the Lord He gave me the light and the comfort that I needed to press on in order to feel His peace and the strength to be able to teach that year.
Para seguir impartiendo las clases ese año. Para Jubileo Internacional es muy importante.
At Jubilee, it is very important to preach the word of the Lord to each child. We as Jubilee teachers are and must be that channel for them. I believe that it is very gratifying to see the process of each student's life beginning and maturing in the word of the Lord. I believe that all the glory and all the honor is for the Lord, and I ask the Lord every day to give me His grace, to give me His love to be able to share that love, His word and His truth to each child.
Que me dé de su amor para poderle predicar a cada niño, a cada alumno de esta escuela Jubileo Internacional, seguirles predicando de ese amor y de su palabra y de su verdad. Yo creo que durante esta pandemia
I believe that during this pandemic we have faced many difficulties. As teachers, we had to totally change our plans in searching for new teaching techniques, like teaching through a TV or computer screen. We thank the Lord has given us creativity and wisdom.
Gracias al Señor que Él nos ha dado de su creatividad, ¿verdad? De su sabiduría. Y recuerdo la primera vez.
I remember the first time I saw my students on the screen, I was saddened, but at the same time happy to see their pretty smiling faces again. To know that they're in good health, that their families are well, that the Lord has blessed them, and it was very rewarding to see them again. My prayer is that we will return to the classroom again soon. Thank you very much to all the people who have truly supported Jubilee's ministry. Just like my son Santiago, many children have been benefited and continue to be so blessed.
A ustedes, muchas gracias y bendiciones.
Thank you, Mrs. Soto. We have been so blessed by her love and dedication to our students, their families, and Jubilee's mission these past 7 years that she has worked with us. Now, as you know, for many of you who are parents joining us tonight, this quarantine and school at home period has been difficult, to say the least. At times, we have wanted to pull out our hair being all together as a family 24/7 for the last 7 months. But we found a solution that we want to share with you, and maybe it will be helpful for you too. Here it is.
At the start of the quarantine, everything was in chaos. I didn't know what to do with Diego. He didn't want to bathe. He wanted to eat everything. He spent all his time playing games. But after reading this manual, everything changed.
Now, we are really excited to introduce to you the next video. As many of you know, Jubilee has had an excellent music program for the last 5 years. We also have an excellent music director and a specialist instrumental teachers in our after-school band program.
And the last 4 years, we have held outstanding drama, dance, and musical concerts during the month of October in our big downtown National Theater. Our students were very disappointed that we could not have our concert this year. The Lord has greatly gifted our students, and we are so grateful that we can help them realize their God-given potential through our fine arts program. This fall, our music teachers Paola Soto and Tim Essery directed a song by our choir using social distancing. So without further ado, we are excited to share with you La Bendición, a bilingual version of The Blessing done by members of Jubilee's choir. May the Lord bless you and minister to you through the words and the music.
Dios te guarde y bendiga, que extienda su amor y te muestre el favor. Dios te mire con agrado y te dé paz. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you, be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Amen. 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 Dios te guarde y bendiga, que extienda su amor y te muestre favor. Dios te mire con agrado y te dé paz. Amen. Amen. Que te cubra con su gracia hasta 1000 generaciones, tu familia y tus hijos y los hijos de tus hijos. Make his favor be upon you in 1,000 generations, and your family and your children and their children and their children. Su presencia te acompañe donde quiera que tú vayas y te llene, te rodee, va contigo de mañana y de noche, en tu entrada y tu salida, en tu llanto y alegría. Él te ama, 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 Él te ama.
Thank you, Jubilee's choir members and music teachers, for blessing us and reminding us that the Lord watches over us and makes His radiant face shine upon us. And as we have seen tonight, the Lord invites us into His unconditional love and then sends us out so that we can share that divine love with others. Our world is hungry for the love of Christ. And in Honduras, we are seeing that the harvest is riper than ever before. Despite all of our challenges of social distance and coming together through virtual means, the Lord is allowing us to be His laborers to bring in a harvest of love. And when the times are the darkest, it is then when His light and love shines brighter and more clearly than ever. We know these are trying times for all of us, but He is calling us to share His love boldly and compassionately. We ask tonight that you would prayerfully consider making a gift in love to allow Jubilee to continue to share Christ's love and to be a light to hundreds of children, youth, and families in our community. Very briefly, we want to share with you a few numbers. Through the support of many partners like you, we raised over $50,000 in emergency food relief just this year because of the great need for basic food supplies in our community due to COVID. Thanks to the gifts and pledges of many generous supporters like you in 2019 and 2020, we reached our Middle School Miracle Campaign goal of $500,000. Here you see the drone footage of the construction in progress for the new classrooms, cafeteria, chapel, and soccer court. This construction will allow us to have adequate spaces for our growing student body with the addition of 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. During this lockdown this year, we are thankful that the workers have been able to continue to build this entire year. As many of you know, we have a wonderful student sponsorship program. We have 163 total sponsorships, and just this year we received 57 new sponsorships. And the actual cost per student per year to go to Jubilee is only $1,300. And now is the time you can get out the pledge form and the self-addressed envelope in your purple envelope. And again, if you don't have a purple envelope, please let us know by clicking on the button and sending us your address, and we will gladly get that out to you as soon as possible. Our total revenue budget for 2020 is $355,000, which was reduced by $88,000 due mostly to the reduced tuition because of COVID. Students' families pay a subsidized sliding scale based on income in order to be a part of the school. But many cannot pay this year due to the sudden loss of jobs and income because of COVID. While we have found some ways to cut some expenses without cutting any salaries to offset some of the reduced tuition, we are budgeting a deficit for 2020. So what is raised tonight will be critical in determining how much of a deficit we incur. We know that all of our staff desperately depend on their salary for their survival. Therefore, we made the decision not to cut any staff salaries in 2020. Without the help of our generous supporters like you, we would not be able to run the school, pay our bills, or give salaries to our teachers and staff. All the expenses for tonight's event have been paid for by a generous event sponsor. You may be surprised, but even virtual events have their costs, so no gifts made tonight will pay for this event. Between October and December, we still need to raise approximately $180,000. Tonight, we are hoping to raise $100,000 of that $180,000. We have a $50,000 matching gift for tonight's virtual event. So it is our hope and prayer to match the $50,000 with another $50,000 given in gifts tonight, or gifts that are sent to our P.O. box within the next 2 weeks, which can still be counted for the match. Would you prayerfully consider making a gift tonight to help us meet this match, and in that way, double your gift? On the screen is the Give Now button that you can click on in order to give a gift online with a credit or debit card. You may also choose tonight to sponsor a student for $36 a month or $432 a year. Sponsorship allows you to build a personal relationship with a student through letter writing, the mailing of personalized student profile cards, prayer requests, and much more. And any sponsorship gifts or commitments made tonight will also be counted toward the $50,000 match goal. Please take a moment to prayerfully consider making a gift online tonight or sending in a check in the next few days. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to send them on our live chat on the screen below. Otherwise, you can email us at info@jubileehn.org. It has been a joy to connect with you virtually tonight. For those of you who are ongoing supporters, we are so grateful for your love and sacrifice. For those of you who joined for the first time tonight, we thank you for your time and for your interest. For those who are making a gift tonight, we thank you so much for your generosity and investment. Thank you for welcoming us into your home tonight. Just like our students sang to you, we pray that the Lord would bless you and keep you, that He would make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you, that the Lord would turn His face toward you and give you peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias. Que el Señor les bendiga. God bless you.